Christopher Titus.
And this is the Armageddon update.
Bye-bye, Twitter. You know, I got on Twitter in 2009, 2010. Memories of the way we were. And it was a weird time. I mean, not compared to now. Compared to now, it was Narnia. But even though it was a great recession and 4 lease signs were on 50% of the businesses in Los Angeles, we had a steady hand on the wheel of America. Those were the days. My God, Barack Obama was so good. So good they could only nail him on wearing a tan suit and having mustard on a hot dog. And Twitter, I have to be honest, was pretty fun. You know, we were all doing Charlie Sheen jokes about tiger blood and winning. You know, Sheen was ye way before ye was ye.
Oh my God, it's all my mom's fault. Shut up.
My dad and my mom separated.
Shut up. Stop. Move forward.
I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Wow, what does that mean?
I was connected with a neuropsychologist, and he looked at my brain. It's equal on 3 parts. I'm gonna go ahead, drop some bombs for you. 98 percentile IQ test.
I'm by winning.
But that dopamine hit you got from Twitter. Oh, for the likes and the retweets. Oh, crack addicts had more control than me on Twitter. I got so addicted, my wife and I had mild arguments about how much I was on Twitter. I told myself I was doing it for my career, but I was doing it for the high, man. It got me going. And the people on Twitter were excellent, funny, insightful, and positive. And then the dregs showed up. It happened around 2015 when Obese Orange started running for president. Yeah, that escalator descent into Dante's Inferno still haunts me.
They're sending their rapists.
Yeah, and we were off to the nightmare that is current America. Trump changed Twitter because he was on it. All of a sudden, the cast from fucking Deliverance showed up, and they were stupid as shit. Damn, they spewed every piece of crazy he choked out of his lie hole. And then the Q stuff hit, and it felt like we had entered a country bumpkin psych ward. Twitter became political. Less jokes about, you know, stupid, meaningless stuff, and more about stupid, meaningful stuff that, well, be honest, didn't change anything anyway. You know, Twitter makes you feel like you're doing something, but you're not. It's 15th in the top 15 social media sites. Twitter has less than 20% of Facebook's users. Yet before Elmo Husk bought it, the rednecks and bro douches had died down. My God, Twitter had standards. They banned Sweet Potato Hitler, the dick that tried to end democracy. It felt less chaotic. You know, it had gotten fun again like 2009. I used to love seeing what Rex Chapman would post to cleanse my soul, and all the funny progressives that I was with, man. Steve Hofstadter, Tedrick, Joe, my favorite comedians, Blaine Capatch, Patton Oswalt, Kyle Kinane. And then this fucking awkward megalomaniac couldn't just admit he made a mistake and walk away. Elmo spent $44 billion. Why? The fuck does he think's gonna happen? You're never gonna get to Facebook or TikTok numbers, Leon. There's literally no way to make $44 billion back before, you know, the sun explodes. Why? Pride and hubris? Which they say always comes before the bankruptcy. And the weirdest part is the investors. Saudi Arabia, Dr. Evil. Why? To control the narrative on the 15th place social media site? Then you get the new owner who fired everybody, then started running it like the January 6th insurrection, just crazy people crapping on the walls. And Elmo then said he made comedy legal again. But he's been breaking that law constantly by not tweeting anything funny. I mean, this is a man who says he loves humanity, yet aggressively fired people that tried to unionize Tesla. He fired half of Twitter before he knew what the fuck was going on with Twitter. And what is this? He fired all the women? The new Twitter logo should be a bird jerking it into a sock. I was a big fan of Elmo. My wife and I drive Teslas, but man, watching a man say he loves humanity, then spend $44 billion on an iPhone toy while cancer kills, people starve, and humans live in shopping carts pretty much shows you how much he actually cares for humanity. So Twitter, I'm out. He let the insurrection ignoramus back on. The man that tried to end America's free speech got let back on Twitter under the excuse of promoting free speech. And I know no one cares what the fuck I think or what I do, but I want you to know I loved communicating with you people on Twitter. So many funny, smart people. It was a blast on Twitter, but I'll be on Instagram now. I'm leaving the site run by a nerd douche billionaire and going to a site run by a nerd douche billionaire. I'll see you there. And honestly, I really miss Charlie Sheen. To Elmo Host and his new Twitter, I give you the bird. I'm Christopher Titus. And this is the Armageddon Update. God, I feel better. I've been off for like 12 hours now, and I gotta be honest, I feel like I'm getting clean. When am I gonna get the shakes? Holy shit. Hashtag Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Welcome. How are you? Bienvenue. Welcome. So with me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And sitting over here is the Highlander.
There can be only one. What did you do? What did you weld to the ground?
I didn't do the. Oh, you're on the edge of the rug. Tuck in a little bit more.
Okay?
Maybe you shouldn't move the table.
I didn't.
Maybe
I don't know.
You moved the table. Is what you
guys
did,
all
and now
right?
you're all upset.
There's Bondo on the mic
See,
cables. I don't know what's going on
He
here.
gets a little fame, and now he's like, my chair doesn't roll well. Why am I even here? I am. By the way, I make this fucking thing work, and I want my chair to go where it goes.
You all right?
You okay, man?
King shit.
No,
King shit's a lot.
I need my.
I sense time there's a little tense today. I walked in, I felt him a little tense.
It's
You know-
the
you know-
beginning of the holiday season.
Oh yeah, it starts to creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have.
It's the stress. As a parent, I remember a long time ago how that felt of like what they want, what you can afford.
Oh no, that's not what we were worried. No.
Our real stress was actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. When we were growing up, we were like, wonder what we're gonna get.
No, I'm talking about him as a parent and you as a parent.
No, it's ingrained.
Does that stress you out?
No, it's ingrained. See, the holidays.
Hold on, I'm speaking. Do you get stressed at holiday
Yes.
time about living up to his expectations?
Yeah.
Or being able to afford what he
Yes.
deserves or wants?
Yeah. And
Or,
preparing
but
for it.
now, are you more stressed because of your childhood background with Christmas? I
Yes.
know the answer to that from you.
Both. It's combined.
There's a Christmas PTSD though that we
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah.
You know, when Christmas was because my dad would get so, and that's you gotta be careful. You do make it joyous for him though.
Yeah.
Dad did not make it joyous. For
Yeah, you
us.
do really cool things. for
Dad
him.
was like fucking Christmas. Like if there was a special called fucking Christmas that like the guys that did South Park did, my dad would be like, this is it. This is the one.
We learned what not to do. I mean, which was like easy. Okay, so don't punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Don't get steel tip boots to the ribs. Don't.
There you go. There you go. Don't bring him his gifts in a plastic garbage bag.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, bring him gifts.
Yeah. Don't get arrested on Christmas Eve.
No.
Don't
Got
get
it.
rid of there you
Ken
go.
always got gifts.
Don't complain.
In a
Don't-
big garbage
don't-
bag.
Oh, by the way, when you open a gift from your kid, don't go, why'd you get me this? Or even worse,
Yeah.
what the hell is this?
You did that
Oh,
to
yeah.
me one time. Maybe more than
It
once.
was a ukulele. I only did it one time. And it was a ukulele. I did it one time and it was a ukulele.
Hear me out. Because
And you wanted a guitar.
By the way,
And
everything I bought him a ukulele, and then someone goes, "What?" and you go, "Hear me out." That's how every explanation about buying somebody a ukulele.
Because he's the man that has everything. It's hard to shop for him because when he wants something, he buys it. So it'll be December 24th and he'll come home with like, look at the new snowsuit I bought myself and the snowboards in the car and look at my new shoes. And you're like, fuck. So he had started teaching himself to play guitar, and he would say how much he wished that he could take it on the road with him because it calmed him. And I liked him
It
calm.
was like Prozac.
So I got him a miniature guitar, also known as an ukulele. And he said, he opened it and he goes, "No, you can take this back." And I said, "What?" I was so excited because it would fit in his suitcase.
Right.
And he goes, "Bruce Springsteen doesn't have a ukulele."
Amen.
Which
There
is
you go.
wrong.
Thank you.
Because I
That's
think
a
it
t-shirt,
was,
by the way.
was it last year? He put a video out playing the ukulele.
No.
Yes, I'll find
you
it.
find Bruce Springsteen playing a ukulele,
Okay.
and I will eat a ukulele.
Okay.
I know how to use Adobe Premiere. He's gonna have a ukulele.
We'll find
will prove
it. We will find it.
I'm off Twitter officially as of last night. I wrote a very long thread about why I have to. And you know what's weird? As I thought about when I got on Twitter and I liked Twitter, we were at the Beverly Ridge house with that beautiful view, and I would sit, in the bedroom in the morning, and I'd write some tweets. And I was really focused on being funny. Charlie Sheen was crazy. Obama was president. It was 2009, 2010. Things were starting. We were starting to like turn the Great Recession around. Like GM got saved. And I remember enjoying Twitter and reading Patton Oswalt's tweets all the time and trying to be funny. And then about 2015, I became this manic person because Trump started using Twitter pretty heavily and being pretty fucking evil. And then his people joined. And when his people joined, as I said in the Armageddon update, it was like the cast of Deliverance signed up for Twitter.
It was,
And it got dark and ugly and fuck you. And,
you could, on Twitter, it's much easier to, this is what the difference is with other social media platforms. You can much more easily become a keyboard warrior when it's Twitter. You don't
I used to call them digital pussies.
Yeah.
I go, that's my picture. That's my name. You can check my website for my schedule.
Oh, he always tells him to come wherever we're going to be on his website schedule, which I feel like unwillingly loops me in with your
Well, you got to
fighting.
remember, that was a couple years ago. I haven't done
By
that
the way,
in a while.
I want
Not
that for
true.
Christmas.
Not true. You did it last week with the bodybuilder guy. You told him, here's my schedule. It's on my website. You want to fight me? Come, whatever with this bodybuilder
Well, that guy, though, that guy also DM'd.
after saying he had tiny peanuts and...
Oh, he said he started. By the way, here's the thing about me and Twitter.
He started it.
Wait, yeah.
But hold on.
But here's
let
the thing
the
about me and Twitter.
record show
No,
that he
there's
just
a
said...
stand your ground law on Twitter.
Let the
God damn it!
record show
There is a
that
stand your ground
you
law.
first said you haven't done that in years.
What?
So
All right, you're right. I did that one guy. But you know what I did with that guy that I've never done before?
more than that, we could flip through.
I DM'd him.
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey man, I see you're a bodybuilder. I just want, and he was like calling me, and I said, I just want to go. Here's my training. I go, you don't know me. I go, but I just want you to know what you're getting in for. Not that I'm gonna get my not. By the way, not that I'm gonna beat you up or but I go, but don't. Grown men don't do this. So I said, listen, man. I said my wife actually trained in bodybuilding. I know how hard it is. Respect. I said, just there's no reason to be like this. We're grown men. That's what I said. And he wrote back, respect. Then he put on Twitter, hey man, Titus just DM'd me. I want you guys to know he's a cool guy. We just disagree on politics. It was so weird that it took that little thing to change it. But what has happened in Twitter in the last 2 weeks since Elon Musk has taken over is fairly insane. It's gone back to like
it's clusterfuck.
2017 when Trump got back in 2018, 2019, when it was just fuck you, and the trolls all got let back on. Then he decided to let Donald Trump back on, and I have to be honest with you, I'm tapping out. I tapped out. So I tapped out last night. I am on Instagram now. You guys want to come follow me on Instagram? It'll be a lot more fun. Ray and I, we're going to do more sketches. There'll be a lot more cool video. He's got another outlet to put stuff up for us. But the interesting thing to me is I kept thinking, man, well, my career's going to, if I lose Twitter, I know it's going to see what I do. And then I went and looked at where Twitter stands in the rankings. Uh-huh. Twitter's 15th of all the social media sites. It's like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And then, by the way, in the graph like this, it goes, it's not like a little difference.
Yeah.
It's like 2.9 billion people on Facebook, 2.7 on TikTok, 2.3 on Instagram, billion. And then Twitter's 478 million. Mm-hmm. And that's worldwide. So I was like, what am I fucking doing wasting my time on this stupid site?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
And someone paid 44 billion for it?
I don't understand that. I just don't get it. None of it makes sense.
It doesn't
and then
make
he
sense.
fired everybody so that it won't work anymore.
Most of the women. Then he kept all the Uber nerds who.
And then he's letting Trump back on, saying comedy and free speech are alive. But then he banned Kathy Griffin in the same week.
Wait, he said she made this point this morning. He said, tweeted out, comedy is legal again on Twitter. Then he banned Kathy Griffin and put Trump back on, who's not funny at all. So he banned the comedian, put the dipshit on, who's never been funny in his entire life. Mm-hmm. So I am incredibly disappointed in Elon Musk. Can I tell you that? Can I say that? Because he was one of my...
He was, if you recall, several years ago, he was his top two man crushes.
Yeah,
it was him and Timberlake.
Ryan
and
Reynolds.
now Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Now it's Timberlake and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Who's first? Who's first?
Ryan Reynolds, of course.
So hopefully Ryan Reynolds won't buy Instagram and then
if
turn
that
it
happened,
into...
He'd make it cooler. Here's the thing about Ryan Reynolds. Right away, he'd make it cooler. It would just make it cooler. So
because everything Ryan Reynolds does
is awesome.
He's awesome.
Do you have a fight? Do you have a problem with that?
I don't disagree.
Thank you.
I like someone
now
better.
I'm upset. That's upset. He
I
can't
like
be your
someone
crush.
better. No, I have mine.
You have your one, okay?
I have mine. He has his. It's fine. I'll still take.
If we could get Idris Elba and Ryan Reynolds on the podcast, we could just end the
I
podcast.
would just pass out. My
me
whole
too.
head would
Both of us.
explode.
He'd be like,
We'd
"Oh my
say-
God,
Ken would just have to talk.
Ken would be like,
I'd be crying. Oh my god. Oh my God.
me too. Ryan, we're best friend now, right, Ryan?
I kind of feel like I could add Blake Lively secondarily because she's
awesome,
just
too.
as cool as Ryan
And
Reynolds
just as
is.
funny. And just as funny.
And is like has all
Incredibly
these different avenues. She's talented. She's
Abs.
beautiful. Abs. She's hugely pregnant right now, but probably still has abs.
Yeah, on the outside.
Pretty sure I just saw a picture of her with her best friend Taylor Swift in a bikini, even though she's pregnant. Yeah, their life sounds
Taylor
really
Swift
hard.
looks like Instagram may be, because of Taylor Swift, may be getting investigated by the feds.
What?
It looks,
Taylor Swift.
It looks like
Right.
because of Taylor Swift, what went on with those
Yeah.
tickets, that there's going to be a monopoly. But let's finish
I
this.
thought you said she was
Let's
getting.
finish. No, let's
That's-
finish.
yeah, that's what
Let's
I'm
finish
about
the Instagram, the whole Twitter thing. So he comes in, and here's the weirdest thing. He, like, day one, first of all, the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and John Oliver pointed out last night, and I kept thinking, I don't get this joke. Here's the problem with me and jokes. Here's how jokes work. A struck joke. You have to know what you're talking. People have to know what you're talking about first. Then you can connect it any way you want. Elon Musk walked into Twitter headquarters carrying a sink.
Yeah, he's so.
And I was
stupid.
like, is he going to do construction on this now? Is he doing building? What's going on?
So stupid.
He said he's throwing out everything but the kitchen sink. He's going to fix everything but the kitchen sink. You know, I don't
Let that sink in.
let that
Oh,
sink
boy.
in. Let that sink. Was that what it was?
Yeah, he said, let that sink in.
yeah, that was the tweet, right?
That's what it, yeah. It was a joke. It was like a dad joke.
So,
He walks
but
in with
he
a
has a
dad
lot
joke.
of
this is the
dad jokes.
motherfucker that had the balls to tweet out, comedy is now illegal again on Twitter. Not by your
And
example,
then
it's
banned
not.
Kathy Griffin. But I'm just saying, I find it oddly not coincidental that he banned Kathy Griffin for life and let Trump back on. The one person who had a massively public feud, who got her life completely upended by Trump, had her career completely ended, was put on the no-fly list. He had Interpol investigating her. If you guys haven't seen that story, she was one of our very first video
Great
guests.
documentary.
But also she has a great documentary, but screw that. We need the views. Go to YouTube and watch. She was one of our very first, if not our first, video guests where she told the story. It's insane. But I just think that that's odd that she's banned and Trump is back. It just,
And she's an
it all
actual
feels
comedian.
weird.
So
Yeah, but so comedy's not legal. To be clear, that Elon Musk let her back on. He let him back.
He did?
He let the Babylon Bee back on. He let Kathy Griffin back on.
What about Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account?
I don't know, but you know what? It's weird, man. The guy, I think the guy. Anyone know? Oh, Kanye announced that he's running for president in 24. Just want to point that out.
is that a joke?
Please look that
Did
up.
you just tweet that?
No,
right now?
I read it in a tweet and then I tracked it. I'm like, wait, there's a real article about it. No.
About what?
No. Kanye running for president in 24.
Again?
He's announced. I think he's actually announced.
But he was on the ticket before. Was that
he?
president?
No.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
he never registered paperwork.
Yeah,
I
he
think-
did.
I was going to say, can
Yeah,
you just
he was-
announce? Can anybody just
No.
announce that they're going to be
He was
president?
on our ballot. He was in California. He was on our ballot. Yes.
Was he on our ballot?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
Let me go
believe it.
find. Yes. Kanye West has announced that he's running for president against Trump. There is a video, so you can have
By
a
the way,
field day with that.
everybody, all you Republicans, please vote for Kanye West. please. I think he's got the right idea for America.
But here's the problem with that is that what happened in 2016, right? Yeah, 2016. Do you remember how everyone joked about how massive the Republican nominees were? It was they
Like
would
12
have to.
or 12 or 13
it was
people.
like 15 podiums, and it was impossible to let everybody talk at debates. And what that did was that broke up the votes so much that Trump got the nomination. He carried against all those tiny little votes.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen again. Whereas if they were smart and they strategized and had forward thinking, they would put one person, put their full force behind him, someone that actually has a chance to win the nomination. And look, don't at me, but I'm saying for them, Mike Pence, Mike Pompeo, DeSantis first. But who
But those three-
people
yes.
like, my grandma likes Mike Pence. You know, they feel safer with Mike Pence. Pompeo also very popular with those people.
I would take either one of those three because in the general election, they would get their ass handed to them. I think. I think.
You don't think
Right.
DeSantis is as dangerous as
Yeah,
Oh no,
Trump
yeah,
is?
absolutely.
means-
Maybe worse.
Yeah.
Maybe worse. Well,
He's saying, and if they got the nomination, you still think we would win? Maybe not like by a ton, but
I think that here's the problem that everybody doesn't face yet, and everybody keeps talking about the economy's bad. It's not bad. There's no metric where the economy's bad. Inflation is high, but that's worldwide. Gas prices are high, but that's worldwide. That has
Right.
to do.
they don't seem to get that.
No,
Those
but I even read it.
Republicans.
When Putin fucked up everybody's gas, then he blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. Allegedly, they blew up. Not the Nord Stream, the gas pipeline. They blew
just
that
found
up.
explosives.
They just found explosive residue there.
Mm-hmm.
They know it was sabotage. Putin is fucking up the world's energy supply. So it's not Biden. And just so everybody knows, we produce more oil in 21 than we did in 20. And we did more in 22 than we did in 21.
Well, the thing that makes me,
a
it's
good
such
point.
an IQ test. Even
Yeah.
we were just in Florida, speaking of IQ tests, and
The audience was great.
we had killer audiences.
Yeah, the audiences
all
were
three
great.
nights. Those were like some dark, fun, funny people.
And so smart to realize every time we did a floor joke, they were like, yeah,
But
we
they
know.
were like, I mean, I actually had in Orlando someone yell out, because I'm doing a show on cancer and I make a joke about how I wanted to write a show that's more positive than what we've been through in the last 2 years, cancer. And a guy yelled out, Trump is cancer. And I was like, okay, these are our people.
in that accent.
Yeah.
But,
That's how far it's gone.
But we passed billboards that had in massive bold letters Bidenflation.
Yeah.
And people tweet that and hashtag it, even people in my family. And it's embarrassing. It's an IQ test because if you just look outside of where you live, it's really a problem worldwide, and it's way higher in the UK.
If you just
it was
look outside
double
of
digits in
Tucker
the UK.
Carlson's colon, you'll see the world differently.
I do not want to see his colon.
Nobody does. But I'm sure there's a few men that have.
Ew, no.
Yeah,
No, no,
oh
no.
yeah.
Have you
No.
seen the
Yeah.
trailer?
We're not even going there.
Have
I
you
have
seen the trailer?
that trailer,
Have you
but
seen
I'm
the
not even
nut,
going
Tanner?
there. I'm not even walking down that road. We're in a really tough time this week.
Roasted
Club
nuts.
Q in Colorado Springs. We had another mass shooting.
That's true. I guess that's a thing. I got to talk to people about this.
But let's just say that 5 people were killed and 20. The count keeps changing. But
20,
it was like
it's now 5
21
and 25 people are injured. Yeah.
Is that
injured.
Bobert? That's Bobertville?
Yeah, it's
It's
right
Colorado. I don't
next to
know
her
if-
district. So the right wing has done some shit in the last few years. They've since they don't have a plan, they don't have a fucking idea. They don't know what they're doing. They actually don't have. It took them for 4 years. They said their healthcare was coming in 2 weeks. For 4 years, they said infrastructure
full of
week. Infrastructure week was every week. They did nothing except give rich people more money. What they did do though, and this is how they run. And watch this. I want you to pay attention to this, people. Pay attention. I know you people that listen to this podcast are smart enough to notice it, but I want you to notice it. Every time they say something, they never say, here's our plan to fix inflation. They say, do you want these liberal, drag queen loving people grooming your children?
Yeah.
And that's not a thing. It's not a fucking thing. Do you want books? Do you want your kids to feel bad about being white? What are you talking about? Do you, and this happens all the time. So what they did over the last few years was they demonized LGBTQ people and the EIEIO people. They actually they did that. They kept demonizing them, and it's like the same. It's like the asshole that showed up when they all said Hillary Clinton was a groomer, and he showed up to a pizza parlor basement that didn't have a basement.
There were people with guns outside of a drag queen
Drag show.
library. I mean, a lot of that stuff. But I just think if you don't want someone with amazing makeup, by the way, amazing. I always try and copy it. Then don't take your kids to the story hour. Then don't.
Right,
Just
Yeah.
There's a lot of
move
other
on.
parents
Go
that
do something else.
And can I point this out? And let's go over it. Has there been any arrests or any gay or drag people molesting kids? Because I will tell you this: we've got Catholic priests The Boy
A lot of
Scouts.
Republican politics.
The Boy Scouts of America are shut down. These are God-fearing people. What else? We've got Republican politician after politician that have been arrested for child pornography, that have been arrested for grooming kids. We have Jim Jordan, who's is in the fucking Congress. Jim Jordan, by the way, knew that the coach was molesting young men at the thing and was told by those young men and did nothing.
Yeah.
But what we don't have, so we have all this evidence, which we can just look up, of all these people that did groom and or molest children, or knew about it and let it happen, were complicit in it. And yet we don't have that on the gay community. The gay community doesn't do that. The gay community molests each other. That's what they do. And one more thing. Why do you care? Why does anybody? I don't. You know what I never think about? My best friends. I don't think about who you sleep with. I don't think about what your kink is. I don't think about what you like. I don't care about who you love. Are you a good person? And these motherfuckers.
In fact, we have some acquaintances who sometimes have shared with us, and we're both very uncomfortable.
Yeah, we don't
want to know.
We have a couple, a friend of ours. I know that they shared some really insight. They started joking about some stuff, and I go, hey, guys. Yeah. I don't want to hear about straight people talking about fucking. I definitely don't want to hear about you guys talking about fucking.
I'm thinking of someone different, but that too, you did. Yeah. I remember that. There was another
they
thing
burst out laughing.
Never left my brain. But yeah, I don't want
what when you think
to know. I'll say it later.
No, just give me a little hint.
I can't without giving it away, and I can't repeat it. I'm trying to get it out of my head.
I don't want to hear. I don't. And another thing too, if I saw if straight people are out like just all over each other in public, I'm like, the fuck are you doing? Same thing. I have no difference in me, you know. And joking about things once in a while, even if dudes are joking about their girls, I'm like, dude, tone it down. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
You are like that.
Like, what do you like? We don't need to know. I don't give a shit.
Also, you think that it's not cool to the women. When
it's definitely not cool to them.
I just wanted to tell you that yes, Kanye West.
When you started mouthing off about sex at the party, I was
doing a bit.
Okay,
with
I didn't
my
know
friend Jenny.
That's a good one.
Who
you can always say that.
Said that she sleeps in. I'm not even going to go.
Yeah, don't go into it because I know.
You're doing it again.
I was doing a bit.
No,
you were there, but you weren't standing there.
No.
But he came over and it was funny because
you kept saying it and you kept saying it.
My point being that I'm going to be 95 and he's still being humped when I bend over to pick something up off the floor. It's never going to go away. It's not true for everyone. And some men stay healthy and in shape. And it doesn't
go away. Yeah,
you're welcome.
It increases with age.
You're welcome.
Kanye West did run for president in 2020. I knew he was on our ballot, but he entered he filed his statement of candidacy with the Federal Election Commission. He entered after missing at least 6 states' deadlines to appear on the ballot. He selected Michelle Tidball, a Christian preacher from Wyoming, as his running mate. So he made it to some ballots and not to others. He has re-announced, he has said, among other things, that we're moving toward the future. And he is working on his campaign with Milo Yiannopoulos, who interned for Marjorie Taylor Greene. So he did a video, he posted and said, this is Milo right here working on my campaign. And
do you know who Milo Yiannopoulos is? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So he is back. In 2020, he received around 60,000 votes in the dozen states his name was on the ballot.
Wow, we are back to 20. We're back to 2015.
He has also been let back on Twitter. He's already tweeted again, testing, seeing if I'm unblocked.
Here we go again.
He's back. Yeah.
It's round 2.
We have, as I've studied it, we seem to be going. We just repeat, Elon Musk, to say again, has said we are in a, what did he call it? No, what's the Matrix? A simulation. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps repeating. And someone hit the reset button in 2015 and we went back to being racist and shit again because we kind of got out of it. I mean, and by the way, in the 40s and 50s and 60s, it seems like every 50, 60 years we fucking reset. Because we lose a couple generations of people.
Yeah, they forget some of the lessons we learned.
Right? They don't. People, in the 50s, we had like this great boom in Eisenhower, and then racism came back.
Racism makes a comeback.
Yeah, racism makes a comeback. And then we had Clinton, and then racism, and then we got Reagan. I mean, before we had Reagan, first Reagan started to change everything. It seems like we do the same shit over and over again. We just keep doing it over and over again. And it looks like what's going on now with China. And I mean, I don't want to say this because I don't want it to happen. But it seems like there's going to be a war. And then Iran started made a deal with Russia to build drones. So now we get this Iran, but Iran's coming apart. Those people are freaking the fuck out. They've killed 380 protesters now.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. Here's the thing.
We have a couple of billboards here. You saw one and we saw one.
Yeah.
Women, life, freedom.
Yeah, women life. But here's what I don't get. Like, why? This shit doesn't work. We know history. Why do people keep doing the same shit when we know it doesn't work? This is why the aliens don't fucking land. That's what I said in Zero Side Effects. This is why the fucking aliens don't land, because if they landed, we would just turn towards them and we would go, ha ha, hey, we got to kill these guys now. The aliens like, nah, you guys
we've asked it before too, but there's other countries that are doing far better than we are on every metric. And we don't copy their model.
Why would we do that? Socialism.
Because we're the best. America first.
Again, we're going to talk about socialism again. How did you drive to work? How did you get that? Who built the freeway? Did you build the freeway? Is that your private freeway? No. Does you turn the water on in your house? Did the water go on? Yeah, that's socialism.
You
is what
pay
that
in
is.
to pay for that.
That's socialism.
We all together combine our money to pay for
so we all have a better life, right?
Yeah.
We could do the same with healthcare too, but no, that's socialism. Again, how the fuck did you get to the airport? And by the way, did you build the airport or did the city? Because the airport's socialism, motherfucker. I don't get people. So Reagan, there was an advisor to Reagan that said that if you continue to give free education, because California schools, colleges used to be free, state colleges used to be free, or they were very cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. Yeah,
$300. It was like $300 a semester. And Reagan was advised that if everybody's educated, if you have an educated proletariat, what will happen is they will actually demand that things are right. Whereas now we have people that are working at Amazon for 14 hours and not have a bathroom break because they want to keep their job.
They have to pee in a bottle or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we've now, because of the lack of education, we've actually fucked people over so bad that they think they deserve the shitty shit that they've got, that the shitty life that they have to live, that they can't pay their bills, that they actually that week. I know so many people that are week to week.
Yeah,
week to week. And by the way, the way we live, we could be like that in a second. Totally effed. And I don't understand why. It's time for, I'll say this, it's time for something to change again. And then we'll go back. Look, I just want to get through this part. Then we'll go back 60 years. We're going to do it again, but we'll all be dead. I'm fine with that. But we need to, but unions are slowly coming back. Biden's bringing manufacturing back. And that's when people keep saying, oh man, people keep saying, there's a recession. I bet you there's a recession coming. Do you? Because it's 3.6% unemployment and we got 5.7% growth. What are you talking about? It's almost like we're afraid to be successful.
We're going to cover, actually, Timothy Snyder has written a book years ago called On Tyranny, and Rachel Maddow refers to it on the regular, did during Trump's administration largely. And this guy was sounding the alarm. This is his area of expertise, and he was sounding the alarm of where we're headed. But you just made me think of as you were saying that, it made me think of some of his rules. But I do just want to give everybody a little positivity, especially coming into the holiday season. Thanksgiving, this is perfect for Christmas. This episode brought to you by Truff. Take it away, boys.
Man.
Take it
away. I
feel
so much better.
I know. And I do want to say that we just got an email, and we always get these about Truff. You answered, a guy named James sent, finally tried it. They have it at Costco. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is the guy.
I honestly did not believe it could be this good.
One of my last tweets was some guy said, I need some kind of hot sauce, and I'm looking for good hot sauce. Anybody got it? And I went, Truff. It's like hot sauce with crack. And he's like, well, no mayonnaise. We're talking about, no. Henry Winkler tweeted out something that woke me up. Henry Winkler said, I can't wait to have a day after Thanksgiving turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'm salivating right now. And
Wasn't going to cook, but now I'm cooking.
Then I was like, oh, those are the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. When you're kind of feeling kind of bad, you wake up the next day and you sit in front of the TV in your pajamas and you have that turkey sandwich. And then I thought, truff mayo.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
I forgot about the mayo.
So I go with truff mayo. And the guy goes, what's truff mayo? I go, it is hot sauce with crack. So the guy, and this happened like 4 or 5 people. I just put truff, and I didn't even tag the company because, it's a little hoary, but I just saying for personally, they're amazing. And people were like, I found it. Oh my God, this guy writes back, holy shit, it's the best hot sauce ever.
I just had like a total emotional moment because you mentioned those sandwiches, and my mom, when I was in high school, used to make those for me. Hi, welcome to the holidays.
Yeah.
Everything sucks. I just had like a total memory of sitting in the hallway at Ben Franklin High School in New Orleans and opening the bag and thinking, oh shit. Like she just put all of the Thanksgiving stuff on this sandwich, but it's because it's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't get it at the time,
ever,
but at that time I wanted what did Lunchables. I wanted Lunchables.
It's not processed, Mom.
Yeah. What else did we eat during Bugles? Like what other Doritos?
Yeah.
What other combos? Oh, I love the pepperoni pizza combos. Yeah, I have to admit, truff is amazing. We ate it last night.
Henry Winkler has got me. Oh, what I did last night was because we have the hotter sauce and we had French fries. And the hotter sauce is it's for French fries. It's a tiny bit too hot. The white truffle sauce is perfect. The base
but
level.
There's also a white truffle hotter now.
Right. So that's what we had because because I have burned through.
Yes, you have.
I fucking burned through all the stuff with the white stuff. We need to get you some more. Don't worry.
I just gave him some.
I got a bottle.
Hotter.
Yeah, I just got a bottle.
He just got hotter. No, the big hotter.
When
the big red.
Last week?
Oh, yeah, we had one of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've already added water to it.
The hotter's legit, isn't it? The hotter's like
well, just because I don't want it to be going down.
Yeah.
So I just keep.
He does too.
But
and I'm like, why is this one pale peach color and this one's red?
Shut up. We're almost out. Shut up.
Why is this one flying out of the bottle now?
It really does when he adds water.
I took the truff. We had a little bit of truff mayonnaise left, and because we had fries last night, and here's a little tip. A dollop of truff mayonnaise, and then pour a little bit of the hotter white truff sauce on it, and then mix it up. It makes a nice little. It's a nice.
It was really good.
What is it, like an aioli? What
Not an aioli.
What would it call aioli?
Aioli. So they have regular truffle mayonnaise. They have the hot or hotter truffle mayonnaise. It's not spicy. It's spicy. It's not hot.
No.
It's just really, it tastes like an aioli that you would get in a restaurant. It's really good. The truffle oil is awesome on ravioli with cracked salt and pepper. And red pepper flakes. The pasta sauce, they have a hotter one and a not as hot one. It's all just amazing products. Killer for stocking. They have stocking size stuff right now. Get 15% off the entire website. Plus you get free shipping with promo code Titus if you go to truff.com. That's 15% off everything at Truff. TRUFF as in fire.com. Promo code Titus.
And if you have someone who's a foodie in your life, order the white truff sauce. It comes in this box. That you can wrap, and if you have someone who's like really into it, and you
could just put a red bow on that, and it would be done.
You're good. Gold lettering on the side. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Truff's good.
I have to admit, I've been sucked in. Both of you.
Not sucked in. It's great shit.
It's amazing.
We've gotten fries home and you went and got it.
I've never been a hot sauce person. I'm not an add sauce person to stuff, but it's like once you have it on fries, there's no reason to ever eat fries again without it. It's like it's always something missing. So truff.com, promo code Titus.
It's a staple condiment. Gotta have it now.
Yeah. They created something that was something that already existed in the world, hot sauce, and they just said, let's take it to the next level.
I love truffle though. I love truffle.
Yeah.
On anything.
I want to talk about what happened in this thing in Colorado because so Boebert got reelected. The guy Frisch actually conceded
by 600 votes.
Less than that. It was like 520 something. And he conceded, and he said, he goes, the voting system here is so accurate. He goes, we could recount it 3 times and it's going to come up the same.
He conceded with Democrat. 500 votes, no big deal. And like Carrie Lake, who's now tweeting about Bill Gates stealing the election.
We were talking to Bill Gates. Got to be like, what the fuck? Like I'm giving billions of dollars away all the time.
I could 100% play Carrie Lake on a Zoom interview for a sketch show.
All right, we got to
yeah.
do
Even
it.
just the way she
Yeah.
talks, I can. Let
me tell you what that was.
Carrie Lake. Oh, let me do Carrie Lake, not in real life, but on TV.
Yeah.
And so Beaubert's in. So Beaubert is in the county next to the county where this happened. This horror show happened. I want to point something out. For many years, and I tweeted this out on my last day of tweeting. The NRA has been saying the only way to get rid of a bad guy with a gun was a good guy with a gun, or a couple of gay guys without guns, because they took this dude out and
They took the gun and beat him with it.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
They grabbed. He had a long rifle. They grabbed. They took him. They tackled him. Grabbed his pistol and knocked him the fuck out with it.
Fucking
and then
He had
held
an
him down.
AR-15. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had an
AR-15. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the gun that everybody has for mass shootings.
But they grabbed his handgun and beat him. And you got to say something. I was thinking that. So you got these two guys who were at this club. Guy comes in with a gun, and just I had panic in Portland. We're all. I'm in public. I'm a little. I'm ready for it now. I'm like, and that's not fucking healthy.
Yeah.
No other country's ready for it.
Yeah,
but we're ready for it. They instantly went after the guy. Total bravery, total courage. Took the guy out. The guy walked in firing. He walked in, hit the door, bam, 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 started shooting.
Killed 5 people.
Within a minute, killed 5 people, injured 25. These guys took him out. He would have kept going. It would have
They've
been
lowered the number injured to 17.
good.
18, 17 of whom also had gunshot wounds. But to be clear, we just saw a guy in the hospital today doing an interview. He was shot 6 times
in the back,
in 6 different organs, like his
Holy
kidney.
shit.
Yeah, as he was trying to get out. So it's not like minor injuries. It's people.
It's going to change his life.
That guy got insanely lucky though when he was talking.
He said that too.
So I just want to point out to everybody who says anything about because someone's gay they're weak, or someone's gay they lack courage, or someone's gay they lack anything. There was armed trained police officers, 300 of them in Uvalde, and they did jack shit. Yeah. And they did jack shit. These manly men, these Texans who were supposed to be able to protect these kids. Right. And they had every weapon, every train, and they did nothing. And
well,
these guys,
also, these are people
these guys had glow sticks. They had glow sticks and were wearing glitter, and they fucked this dude up.
They had flair,
and they
fucking beat his ass.
Yeah, and they probably talked shit to him when they got him down.
These are people, though, that are used to being beaten and being attacked.
And standing up for themselves. Yeah, and they have to stand up for themselves.
We have a friend that's trans, and he has had his home spray painted, vandalized.
Family
he has
doesn't talk
been
to him?
beaten up multiple times. Father is a preacher. It has nothing to do with him. But he's been really hurt by people he didn't even know. So I'm just saying in general, these are people that put up with a lot of shit, and here's yet even more.
And there's no reason they should. What bothers me? Again, I go back to, if you're even thinking about anybody else's sexual preference, if you spend a minute of your fucking life worrying about someone who you don't fucking interact with, who they're sleeping with, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, what do you give a shit at all?
I just don't get it. I'm like, I think about one person.
Yeah.
All the time he's thinking. He's always thinking.
Well, look at you, for God's sakes. But
it is brutal, and I would love someone to look up those stats of how many criminals for any sex crimes have been gay or trans versus how many have not been
straight white men
and committed sex crimes.
Yep.
And I would love to see that number, but they don't deal in facts, those people.
Yeah.
They don't deal in reality.
And here's the thing. But here's the problem. We're back to, again, right-wing media, because right-wing media demonizes these people, does like that. And then the dummies listen to that. By the way, the dummies would also listen to, hey guys, gay people are fine. We just don't agree with the Democrats' policies. The dummies would go, oh, okay, gay people are fine.
Right-wing media paints targets on the minorities and gay people.
Tucker Carlson very specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And wasn't the shooter, I don't know if this is true, but wasn't he the grandson of like a big MAGA
Has
guy?
that been confirmed?
He is the grandson of
I thought that hadn't been confirmed.
representative in San Diego.
I mean, that's not a surprise, of course.
But
Of
then
course
again,
of course.
listen, crazy people. Like,
Let's-
it's like me saying, isn't his mom crazy? I've had that said about me a lot. His mom, my ex, all the time. Yeah, his mom was mentally ill. He's obviously
Okay,
mentally ill.
California MAGA Republican Assemblyman Randy Vopel is the grandfather of the shooting suspect Anderson Lee Aldrich.
Jesus Christ.
He's 22 years old. We have a video of him last year surrendering to SWAT in front of his mother's house. His mother called because he had called in a bomb
truck
threat.
That shows up from Terminator. It's in front
And
of his
there's
house.
dudes in SWAT gear with dogs, and he's walking out like this. This was last
This
year.
is
and
last
he still
year?
bought a gun. Yeah.
Because they were talking about that today. So they basically he said he was going to blow up his grandmother's house, and she had called, or his mother's house,
And he was since then able to legally buy a gun.
He already had it. So Colorado won't pass the red flag laws. And you got to remember, we got Bobert, who basically had a restaurant called
fucking
Shooters,
restaurant
where you carry
where you
guns,
can eat a gun.
And you know what? I wish to God.
His grandfather is quoted as saying, he compared the J6 riot at the Capitol to the American Revolutionary War. 3 days after that riot, he told the Union Tribune, "This is Lexington and Concord. First shots fired against tyranny. Tyranny will follow in the aftermath of the Biden swear-in on January 20th.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like
huge
tyranny?
Trump supporter. Let us not only MAGA, but make California great again. You mean the fourth largest economy in the world
run
that
by Democrats?
supports all of
That's
those
been
states?
consistently run by Democrats?
We have a surplus right now.
That pays your bills over there. That
Yeah,
doesn't
the
like
one
us.
you work for. Yeah.
Hey, Kentucky, Tennessee, you're welcome.
Yeah, right.
What was our surplus? It's
96 billion.
that.
96
We
billion.
doing okay.
And by the way, 96 billion, that was after we'd sent 238 billion extra, that more than we sent. So we have 238 billion that we put to the federal, that we give to the federal fund. The next highest is New York, and New York gives 120 something. So we give more to this country all the time than every other country. And then these Alabama fucking Californians, dude, you have roads because of us.
Yeah, right.
Turn your water on. You're welcome.
This episode brought to you by ButcherBox. ButcherBox,
asshole.
I just went and signed up for this deal. Excellent company. Perfect for the holidays. Cannot convey this enough how perfect this company is for this time of year, especially with everything kind of going crazy. ButcherBox has, I think, the highest quality looking and tasting meat that we've ever had.
I remember when we were unpacking the box when you got it. It was on. Well, I was like, steak. Oh, babe, look at this steak. It was all vacuum packed, and I was like, oh,
Ken had some as well.
Yep.
They do 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, which is important to me, pork-raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. It's all humanely raised, and they don't add any antibiotics or hormones.
By the way, that's just peace of mind. I love companies that care, because you can just package some stuff and put it out, but these guys care enough to be like, hey, this is how we do it. So at least it's as healthy as it can possibly be.
It's hard too, because I have been looking, because now you want that damn sandwich. And so I've been looking online to get stuff quickly because I've already ordered this separately, but now I need a turkey. And it's hard to find quality meat products right now at an affordable price. People are kind of out of their minds right now as far as pricing people out of being able to afford Thanksgiving. And
California specifically, it's more expensive.
Yeah, quality and content of this is so much greater than the grocery store here for us. And it's Black Friday, so they have a killer deal for you guys. You can choose from a variety of box plan options, from curated to customized. Change your plan whenever you want. You don't have to get the same thing every month. They have free shipping for the continental US, no extra fees for that. All you have to do is go to butcherbox.com/Titus to sign up and use promo code Titus, because this Black Friday deal, ButcherBox is offering our listeners one of their best steak deals. You get 2 10-ounce ribeyes for free in every box for the entire year when you join, plus an additional $10 off. So that's free ribeyes for a year plus $10 off at butcherbox.com/Titus, promo code Titus. And you can butter base those ribeyes like the Highlander does. Do you want to explain to people how you do that?
How you do butter basting?
Yep.
It's just a little technique. You got to do it in a skillet. Okay. You lay the butter, Grass-fed butter. Make sure it's grass-fed butter.
Yep.
Pat of butter. Man, my mouth is watering as I'm describing this. I think I'm going to use this for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I would like that
Just
better.
put this in
yeah.
the sandwich, and then you're gonna grill that on the skillet. Let it cook a little bit, and then you're gonna lean the skillet up so it kind of creates a little butter pool. And then you're going to scoop some of that
Butter
the butter
onto the steak.
and let
And
that
just keep doing that,
yeah,
right?
And kind of that's the basting part. Man, it is
I'm
the
hungry.
greatest.
And then your heart goes ba-ba, 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 after you eat it. But still, it's good. Yeah. Heart just goes, ow, ow. It's not thumping anymore. It's screaming. What's going on with
The
your heart?
only way to get that deal, because I went on the website, they had another deal and it wasn't this good. And then I put in butcherbox.com/Titus and it comes up instantly. Then use promo code Titus when you check out.
Right. Another good product.
Okay, so on tyranny, Timothy Snyder, the rule that you reminded me of, because you were like, kind of like, the world's going to explode and we're going to let it and we're going to start over. One of the things that I really noticed that he said was, this is rule number 12, make eye contact and small talk. And I thought, how interesting that this man put this in 20 rules on tyranny, on how to fight tyranny. Make eye contact with people and small talk. He said it's not just being polite, it's part of being a citizen and responsible member of society. Stay in touch with your surroundings, break down social barriers, understand also whom you should and should not trust. Thought that was very
So should I stay
interesting.
on Twitter and still be
No,
No,
this
because
is
you
in
can't.
person.
That's
disassociating where you don't know. This is in person. Stop always trying to ignore everybody and get away from people. And when you're in a store, I find like very different from when I was young that we all try to avoid each other. We don't talk, we don't help, we don't look at each other. We're just trying to get home without having to deal with people. I'm so guilty of this.
You know, it's interesting. I've noticed there was some guys, we were driving to a gig. Do you remember that guy? We got out of the gas station. I got gas and then we had to drive across Florida. Florida's weird, man. Like the coasts are all packed and then you go across the center of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what the
yeah. There's like, barns with Trump painted on it.
Yeah, but
right?
one, and it's open. So we're getting in the car, and I didn't realize it. I was cleaning out, empty coffee cups and stuff, and water bottles out of the car, and I had the door open, and I didn't realize that there was a guy in the car parked next to us that was leaning against his car, waiting for me to close the door so he could get in.
Oh, that's right.
And he was real. He was really, he had insurrection goatee and everything. And what did he say? He said something like, he said something to the effect of, very funny. He put a very funny thing on there. All right, man, just take your fucking time. I don't ever need to get in my car. And I turned around, I was like, oh shit, sorry, dude.
You kind of turned to look like, is this, and he burst out laughing. He was just being funny. He was giving you time to do what you needed to do, but then he was going to poke you before.
Yeah, and then I got out of the way. I'm so sorry, dude. I would have said the same thing. And it was interesting because it was pretty obvious he wasn't on the liberal side of the aisle. And I think
he also obviously was not on your Twitter.
No, that's true.
Right.
Maybe he was. So I think we need to just start talking to people. We like that. And again, when I tweeted that guy, when he was like, he was gonna fuck you, man, and I was tearing him out. I'm a comedian, and I told him that at one point. I go, dude, I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I will. I go, you can't win with me. I go. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm just trained, like you are. And he was like, and he was cool. And I think we need to communicate. She's right. Just communicate. We got to communicate.
I didn't say it. He did.
Well, he said it, but you repeated it.
Well, Instagram's going to be better for that because it's a visual, right? So you're going to be doing a little more face. It's like you can't, these insurrectionists and the Q people and the Trump, they're not going to do as well on a visual medium.
They will not.
Right?
No, because they're a lot of it's because of the dental work.
This one's interesting.
Sorry, lack of dental work.
Rule number 10, believe in truth. And this is something that's a major problem where we are. I say that to you all the time. The truth is not the truth anymore. And when he said that, he wasn't, was it Kellyanne Conway that said that or him?
She said alternative facts. And then he said,
the truth
he goes, what
truth.
you're seeing and what you're reading isn't what's happening. I'm sorry,
Believe
which is
in
literally
truth.
a George Orwell.
To abandon facts is to abandon freedom. If nothing is true, then no one can criticize power because there is no longer a basis upon which to do so. Right. The biggest wallet pays for the most blinding lights.
And boy, that is true. We look 44 billion. And what's really weird is that it's not a good investment. I could see if he paid 44 billion for a 2 billion reach. I could see that. I could see, okay. But because Saudis put money in, a bunch of people put money in with him. They helped him with his investment. So, but for 400 million on a planet of 8 billion, that doesn't seem to be that smart of of investment. But if you look at Rupert Murdoch, if you look at the guy who just bought CNN, you're right. The most money. We need to start. That's why I'm really kind of sad what happened with the House and the Senate. We lost the House, although we may pick up a seat in the
They're
Senate.
gearing up to investigate Hunter Biden's laptop. A whole commission on that.
Thank God they're fixing inflation and gas prices. God, remember what they ran on that?
Right.
Oh my God. Is Hunter Biden's laptop going to stop grooming? Because
I don't know.
because remember, that's all they bitched about. Crime. By the way, crime's not a problem anymore.
Does Hunter Biden have the inflation metrics that can fix things on there?
Maybe.
He has the plans on
It
it.
turns out that Hunter Biden, it's in his laptop. Yeah, it's hooker economist. Let's still be an asshole. Hooker /
lines of cocaine, counted lines of coke.
She knew she was an economist. She knew exactly how much everything cost.
This is interesting. Practice corporeal politics. Power wants your body softening in your chair and your emotions dissipating on a screen. Get outside. This goes very much with you getting off Twitter. Put your body in unfamiliar places with unfamiliar people. Make new friends and march with them.
Yeah, you do seem calmer. You walked in and I thought somebody died.
They want your emotions dissipating on a screen. That's very scary. Speaking of all of your emotions, this episode brought to you by Feels. You have emotions.
By the way, that was
one of them.
You
might be
right
anxiety. Is that an emotion?
You've become this ad segue person. That's amazing.
Stress, sleepless nights. This goes all with what we're dealing with right now. If you have that, then you could definitely benefit from CBD. Especially for me, I can personally attest to the good night's sleep that comes from it. And with everything going on right now, we all need to relax. And so that's where CBD comes in. If you don't know anything about it, what I love about this company is that they believe in their product, they back it, but also they give you a free hotline that you can call with dosage experts to help you guide your personal experience. You can ask any questions you have. It helps a lot with aches and pains. We've gotten a lot of emails from people that have
brain chemistry.
We had an email from a guy, his wife, he had been suffering from pain for years and on painkillers off and on and Advil and everything that tears your liver up, and he got rid of all of it and is using Feels now. It's like we've gotten some incredible emails about this product. You
calm every time I go to sleep. 3 drops on my tongue. I let it sit half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm like, I don't. It's one of those things I don't notice. I actually have to pay. I'll be like, I just feel chill right now. And I'm like, I did Feels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I will, it's just
I'm
like
so used to being screwed
dropper
up.
bottle. It's CBD oil, or they have the mints that you can keep in your wallet.
Quite good.
Not in your wallet, but in your purse or in your pocket, for on the go. But you just put a couple drops under your tongue, and then I will usually for me, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I just start to feel like I could fall asleep when I want to, when I'm in bed. When I use it during the day and I'm active, I don't get sleepy. My body just feels calmer.
Your anxiety is less.
Because that's what keeps me awake. So
Yes.
it deals with anxiety, which is a massive benefit for me. Mints also they have, and it gives you just get like this clear-headed feeling. There's no hangover, anything like that. And this is all part of self-care. So you can start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/Titus. You get 50% off your first order and free shipping. That's FEALS.com/Titus to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feals.com/Titus. What else? Let's see.
What else is going on?
Contribute to good causes. Number 15. Get active in organizations, political or not. Pick a charity or two and set up auto pay.
I have that.
Take responsibility for the face of the world. The symbols of today enable the reality of tomorrow. Notice the signs of hate like swastikas. Don't look away and don't get used to them. Remove them yourself and set the example for others to do so.
Yeah, but you can't go on someone's lawn and rip out a Trump sign.
No, but if there was a swastika, I sure would.
Yeah.
Here's another thing too I don't get, and this is coming back in a way. We're listening to this by the way, there's a great podcast called Rachel Maddow Presents Ultra.
Yeah.
And it's the craziest. Have you listened to this yet? You should put this on your way home. You should listen to this. It's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. No one ever taught us this. So in the 40s, the country was almost taken down by a group of senators and by a group of senators and Nazi propagandists who had actually infiltrated our government.
It's insane.
As we're
We're
listening,
in the car in Florida, and I'm going, "Are you? Come on!" Like it's exactly.
She is. She's going, what?
Yeah.
But also, the thing that makes us both crazy is why don't we know about this? Because this feels like this is a massive history lesson that should have prevented us from being where we are.
Donald Trump came in.
Exactly. It was kind of like that.
It is exactly like that. And the weird thing is that the parallels are crazy. We had senators and stuff that were actually saying that were actually backing up Nazi Germany, and they attacked us. Did you guys know on our own soil? Dude, there was a power plant called the Hercules powder plant. And they made gunpowder. It was 900 football fields. They blew it up. It leveled it. There was a terrorist attack on the plant. It blew the fuck up. Then they blew up a couple other things. And there was this group called the Silver Shirts because Hitler had the brown shirts and then Mussolini had the black shirts. We had silver shirts here. And there was a Nazi party in Los Angeles. You could go. There was a Nazi party, and
there's still Nazi ruins in the Santa Monica Hills.
What?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still. I mean, it's like all
destroyed,
abandoned, and destroyed. But there's still pieces of the buildings.
I don't get this. So they keep saying. So one of the things they kept saying in this thing was that socialist Jews, and I'm like, stop. If you can't say Jews are bankers and money grubbers, and then say they're socialist, they're either they're either none of that shit works. Like you say you just put a bunch of these pedophile socialist Jew black people. Why the right just thinks. And Marjorie Taylor Greene came out so they're playing all these old radio shows and these senators are saying the crazy shit you've heard. And then I hear Marjorie Taylor Greene a couple weeks ago came out and said the Democrats are killing Republicans and the killings have already started. She says that. No, it's on a speech. We put it in there. You should put it
killing,
in there.
Figuratively killing? What do you mean killing?
She said, you can pull it up. The Democrats want the Republicans dead and the killings have already started. She said that on a speech.
Number 9, be kind to our language. Avoid pronouncing the same phrases everyone else does.
Right.
Which is so her and Boebert and Carrie Lake and Donald Trump. All these, the radical
parroting.
left.
Yeah.
Radical. Deep state.
Deep state. All of, I mean, so.
Stop the steal.
Use your own way of speaking. Even if you're trying to convey that thing you think everyone is saying, make an effort to separate yourself from the internet and read books. Investigate. Number 11, figure things out for yourself. And this is what I feel like a lot of their followers are not doing.
Right.
Spend more time with long articles. Subscribe to print media. Realize that a lot of what is on the internet is there to harm you. Learn about sites that investigate propaganda campaigns, some of which come from
This guy sounds like he
abroad.
was kicked off of Facebook. Is what some of these things sound like. Don't listen. And Mark Zuckerberg is an asshole.
And be responsible for
I
what
did the
you
research.
communicate. Be responsible for what you communicate to others.
We try to do that on the podcast. We really do that. We are not sensational. We're like, these are the facts. This is how it goes. This is what's happening. And then you see, I want to talk about Elon Musk.
You do this, number 8, stand out. I did just want to say that. Someone has to. And sometimes I'm like, you got to stop doing that. And he's like, no, because you have to stand up. And if you don't do that, someone has to. It's easier to follow along.
Exactly.
It can feel strange to do or say something different. But without that unease, there is no freedom. Remember Rosa Parks. The moment you set the example, the spell of the status quo is broken and others will follow you. The other people that aren't following
I was
the rules.
right.
Okay, well, sometimes.
No, I'm usually sometimes my methods are a bit intense. I would say that. Shut up, man.
I thought this was interesting.
I'm usually right, but my methods are a bit intense.
This was interesting because this is his whole life's work, studying tyranny and how all the steps that led up to it coming in other parts of the world. Be wary of paramilitaries. Number 6, when the men with guns who have always claimed to be against the system start wearing uniforms and marching around with torches and pictures of their leader, the end is nigh. When the pro-leader paramilitary and the official police and military intermingle, the end has come.
Okay.
And that's exactly where we're at.
That's where we're at.
When was this written?
That's where we're at right now. So they got these groups of guys that are dressing like Best Buy employees.
No, this was January 6th, the Oath
Yeah,
Keepers.
January 6th, right. But these groups
And
are
the
still
Charlottesville
together.
guys.
And the tiki torch.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys are hearing that in the mic, there's construction going on outside the building.
Yeah,
So
you
you
really
feel-
can't hear
And
that
how
low
many
rumble.
people have we found out now that were retired military, law enforcement, or currently in law enforcement in the military that were in the Capitol that day?
Wasn't there a bill that they were trying to pass? They were trying to pass a bill that was going to make an organization that was supposed to deal with domestic terrorism. It was to investigate domestic terrorism, and the Republicans all voted against it. I think
There's a name for like Nazi guys that go into law enforcement to try to warm they're called ghost skins. Did you know
ghost
that?
skins.
Yeah, there's a term for them.
Wow.
That's how
that happens.
That's how big of a problem it is.
And look at if you look at the military on January 6th, we had General Flynn, Michael Flynn's brother was in charge of sending the troops, and he didn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
Yep.
They would. He was not. We're going to wait. We're not doing it. And he would not send the troops in. He's now.
He was at the Pentagon.
He's now in like Alaska or something, right? He got assigned.
Yemen. He's out in the middle of the field, like
No, I was in the ocean. He got signed
with
to
a
like
sat
the
phone.
Pacific.
Guys, and you guys come pick me
Yeah,
up.
he's like,
Hello?
I don't got a signal. I don't got a signal.
This episode brought to you
We have
by
another one. Yay!
Athletic Greens. You're going to need this week. This is something that will help you get through the mad eating frenzy of Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is something that will help you feel better in general, but for me especially, I notice gut health, I notice mental clarity, and I notice energy. Like an overall feeling of well-being when I have this. And like I said, if I had a couple drinks the night before, in the past, I never would have thought, I need to go drink that green stuff. This stuff tastes good. So if you're not feeling great, you can get it down because it tastes good. And man, does it make a difference.
My lovely wife is so nice to me in the morning. She'll bring in it's funny because I always think it needs more water because it's a green thing and it's not. You put out that much water in it, one scoop. It's one scoop, right?
One scoop.
And awesome. I down it. Good.
I like it because I don't like taking a bunch of pills.
Little lemony
too.
tropical taste to it.
It's got like a tropical fruity taste to
But
it.
what's in it? Yeah, what's in it though?
When you drink it with just one scoop, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. It supports gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. So that's something that we all want, right? I
don't
do
want
it in the
aging.
morning
It
on an
gets rid of
empty
aging.
stomach.
It helps with aging, right? I don't want aging.
No, it helps.
Oh, thank God.
with
Just want
the
to be clear.
signs of
Just want to be
aging.
clear.
It's not a cup of aging. It's anti.
It's the opposite.
That's vodka.
It's the cup of there you go. Or the red wine I enjoy.
Yeah,
and which
exactly.
counters that aging that I've done the night before is Athletic Greens.
It does say AG1 on it.
It does actually. That's true. The guy that founded it was having really bad gut health issues, and he was taking so many supplements that cost him over $100 a day. And he thought, I need to think of something better that costs a tiny little minuscule fraction of
This
that.
is before inflation.
Do you notice that all our products,
Yeah.
all the people that we actually accept as advertisers are inventive new people, whether it's Harry's who came up with the new version of the razors, whether it's these guys, Feels, Butcher Box, like everybody's like, as you're reading, I'm like, oh, everybody,
Innovators.
Even
Solo
when we
stove.
had Bruce Solo Stove, everybody.
Bruce, I still use that toothbrush every day.
Still badass.
So right now it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. This is massive in cold, flu, RSV, and COVID season.
Helpful.
It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. You don't have to take a million different pills or supplements. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs of the Athletic Greens with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Titus. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/Titus to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Go look at their reviews. They've got like 7,000 5-star reviews.
Can you find the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing where she said that?
I will look. I was just saying something
I know.
that was very important.
I know.
Rap sign me again, mofo. Give me the rap sign one more time.
I'm going to get him a cane, like at the Apollo. He's just-
I didn't do that. What are you talking about? I did not do anything.
Uh-huh. What do you want me to look up?
Marjorie Taylor Greene says that Democrats are killing Republicans. She said it in a speech.
What Republicans have been killed?
But here's no. It's not even that. It's like, see, that's
right.
But that's where they get you
Okay.
though. Is that you start going, yeah, what are you talking about? And what happens is the conversation becomes about that, and it's fucking not real.
Uh-huh.
So you just got to go. What are you talking about? I think even Republicans like what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's the same as with Trump, where he volunteered. This is what I was trying to. The point I was trying to get. What a recent podcast. He volunteered these lies. It's not like, a politician, they all lie, right? Okay. Yeah, and there's an interview or something, and they answer something that isn't quite true, or they omit something or whatever, like it's a reaction. But Trump had a fucking entire speech where he created out of thin air a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
That's unprecedented.
But Carrie Lake, they've all kind of taken this template and been like, taken this template, motherfucker. Mastriano used it, but a lot of guys who lost tried it, and it didn't work. And I think there has been a soaking into the Republicans that are like at least thinking, that are like, yeah, I'm conservative, but this sounds crazy.
Yeah,
there is a soaking in and independence that people that are on the fence and going the way are like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Mm-hmm. One party sounds crazy, one party sounds insane, and one party sounds like, well, we'd like to get health care, and people go, oh, it's going to cost too much. Well, compared to what? And we have templates around the world where health care works.
Yep.
Instead of, so you can, because we're all going to get sick, so you can get sick and lose all your money and die, and so you can't pass anything on to your kids, which is just another transfer of wealth, or we can figure out health care in America. And again, if it didn't work in Sweden, Finland, taxes would be so high. I talked to my sister about taxes. They pay what we pay. They don't pay.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's not like... It's
but
not,
she also has free healthcare. She got her master's for
school?
Free. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
School? They're all going to go to school?
They live till they're like 300?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, the other thing that kind of makes me crazy is how the media helps people that should not be elevated. Yep. So she, in the beginning of her term, was taken off all committees because she said some heinous shit about that was anti-Semitic, but about everybody. And now they're calling her the Republican it girl. The media is speculating on if she's going to be Trump's running mate. She put out a campaign video this year. She compared Democrats to feral hogs allowed to range free and destroy the American countryside. She has the camera following her. She grabs a rifle, climbs aboard a helicopter where she tracks down and shoots a fleeing hog. In the next scene, very pleased with herself, she poses next to the dead hog and invites supporters to enter a free drawing so the winner can accompany her on her next hog killing expedition.
Was the hog a Democrat? Is that what it was?
It's all the illusion, right? She said, here's a quote. So 2 years ago, McCarthy pulled her off committees. She had no power. Everyone thought she was embarrassing and wanted her to go. She now said in an interview, I think that to be the best speaker of the House, McCarthy is going to give me a lot of power and a lot of leeway. This was in an interview for the New York Times. And if he doesn't, they're going to be very unhappy about it. And I think that's the best way to read that. And that's not in any way a threat. I think that's just reality.
I don't want to do this again.
In that rally that you're talking about, the direct quote is, she was with Trump in a rally, Democrats want Republicans dead, and they have already started the killings.
She said that at a Trump rally. Said it out loud.
She cited a North Dakota incident where an intoxicated man allegedly had a political argument with a pedestrian who he hit with his car and later claimed was part of a Republican extremist group, according to court documents.
Meanwhile, actual Republicans are actually killing.
They killed cops. They actually went after people. They actually invaded the Capitol, shit on the walls. Yeah. There's actually,
and they just killed.
But you just said something that really hit me. I don't want to do this again. None of us want to do this again.
How is this happening again?
Because dumb people. Okay, so Marjorie Taylor Greene, because by the way, she won like that, right? They announced her.
Even a contest.
There was not even a contest, and it was a guy named Marcus Flowers who was literally worked for the DOD. He was actually he was a military guy. He was in the military. Good dude, but he was a black guy in Georgia, and that area voted against him. They put this crazy twat in. She's like horrible. She didn't do anything.
This is I could see what our point we were making earlier before is that generations, this happens as a cycle. We just did this 4 fucking years ago.
Yes.
But we've stopped. Okay, you want to talk about feral hogs?
No.
like I kind of pride myself on, like, if someone
Is
says
that a
something
candidate
crazy,
or is that a
Yes.
yeah, fair.
He's from
My name is Farrell.
Alabama.
2 G's.
for Shannon?
No relation to Boss.
No, I am related to
Oh,
Boss.
sorry.
My
would
great
probably-
granddaddy, Boss Hog. I'm Farrell Hog. What has happened is we've become more connected to a party, to an ideology, which, by the way, if you asked anybody what their ideology was, if you asked them the right, and what I love about Jordan Klepper and some of these guys go interview these guys at Trump rallies, you're like, they really don't know what they're talking about in a way, in such a sense that Nancy Pelosi is a demon and they have satanic rituals. Like, they're not even talking about policy. They're talking about that's what's going on. So they're not even into a realm of reality. But we've given up being Americans in so many ways. And I've said this before, if the Republican Party had created 5.6% growth, 3.6% unemployment, passed infrastructure, basically put the CHIPS Act in, made it so that you have to build American cars here now. The only way you can get a rebate on an electric car now is if it's 90% sourced out of North America. That's what Biden just passed. He's brought back 646,000 manufacturing jobs. If the Republican Party had done all that and treated everybody with respect instead of scaring the shit out of people with stuff, with imaginary shit, if they'd done that, I'd vote Republican.
Even with all Trump's bullshit that he did, if Trump did those things, then we'd be, okay.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Okay.
We'd be like, he's nutty as a shit
He can't
house
run a
rat.
casino, but he's done well with America.
But he didn't. And so some guy hit me up on Twitter, and I'm glad I'm off Twitter by now. I'm off, guys. I'm off. Please follow me on Instagram. He started talking about, Biden's got dementia. He's fucked this country up. We're about to hit a recession like you never had. The country's about to fail. And I wrote him back. I said, about to. Where's your evidence that we're about to?
Yeah.
I go, this is imaginary.
Yeah.
I said, dude,
There's always a doom in the future.
But why do you hate America though? Why can't? Because I said that. I go, if the Republicans had created this kind of boom, especially after what we just went through, you'd be stuffing it so far up my ass, and they aren't, and they don't. They talked about crime, they talked about inflation, they talked about gas prices, and the second they got the House back, they went after the president's son's laptop.
I was going to say that's the worst
their
thing
plan.
they got is going after.
But that's their plan. And what bothers me the most is that I don't have faith in half of my country right now because they're willing to believe anything. And if you're willing to believe anything, what's the thing? If you'll fall for, if you're willing to believe anything, you'll fall for anything. And they've fallen for anything. And what do we do, man? I don't even know what to do. Twitter, I thought was, After I saw it was only 400 million people worldwide, I realized, you're not making a fucking dent on Twitter. No one's making a dent. Yeah. All you can do is do what you can. We have 212,000 people on the podcast, and they're all people that kind of agree with us. And I hope to God that you let people listen, because I do a lot of research on this. I want to figure out why, but I don't know the psychological connection to it. What do you think the psychological thing? Why are people, we have relatives like this. What's the psychological break that they're like, nope, I don't want to hear facts. I've gone here. Here's all the facts. This is 10 different sources. And they're like, nope, don't want to hear it. My uncle turns away from the TV and goes, I just want to watch my show.
I know.
I just want to watch my show.
I think, to me, and my guess and what it feels like to me is they're not being honest about why they're standing their ground. I think that when it really came down to it, to say how you really feel is nasty. It's really nasty. I don't like black people. Please don't cut that. It goes in a longer context for a sentence.
I want to be a racist, basically.
I don't like people of other colors. I don't like people of other gender identities. I don't like people of other sexual preferences. I don't like them. The flat out line is they're not grooming my kids. Half of you don't even have kids. You're old. That you just don't like it.
They feel like I like my life, and I'm afraid that if these people
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
If these other people that don't look like me or like my lifestyle have more power, quote unquote power, that they think is going to happen, that their life is going to be diminished in some way, or they're going to go extinct or whatever.
And be clear, this isn't something they made up. Fox has been putting the Great Replacement theory on television for 4 years now. The Great Replacement theory. They're trying to replace you, white people.
Yes.
Well, first of all, that's going to happen. It's already happening, but no one's replacing you. We're just fucking. It's not. They're just. It's not.
Yeah.
I just think it's nasty. I think if you really came down to it, and they spend a lot of time pointing at other things, and when you continue to dismantle what they say, like, but that's not true, and here's proof of this, they're finally just like, I just don't want to deal with it.
I just don't like other people. If you're not white and you're not like me, fuck you, is what you're saying. That's the ugliness. Because when you ask them, because when I've asked people that believe that, why do you believe that? Or even on Twitter, I would go, okay, cite that. Show me the news on that. Give me the facts on that. And they would just fade. They would disappear. I think you're right. I think people don't want to face that they're nasty assholes and they just don't like other people. That's interesting.
They just don't want to say it out loud. That's who they are inside. But
I'm not nasty. I go to church. I believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. So yesterday, what happened? My last day of Twitter. I will say this because it was pretty eventful. A woman said to me, I tweeted the thing about turns out a bad guy with a gun can be taken out by two gay guys without one. And it was 46,000 people liked it, which is crazy. I've never had something like
Mario
that.
Cantone? Is he the one that said that?
No, I said that.
Said that.
That was my tweet. That was my tweet. He did retweet it first. So there's that. So woman sends back. She starts calling me. If you knew religion, you wouldn't even be saying something like this. Guns, and she starts connecting guns and Jesus to religion. And Jesus said, Jesus told the apostles to sell their clothing to buy swords. And I was like, well, and you heathen, you don't even know what religion is. And I'm like, well, I go to Bel Air Presbyterian. I go, one of my best friends is a pastor there. And then I brought up Randy. I didn't say Randy. I said my father-in-law is, and I went down and I go, and you know what? And I quoted 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians.
Or second.
2 Corinthians. I know what I meant. And
he actually just accidentally said it.
No, I meant Trump. I was doing Trump.
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
You know my favorite thing? 2 Corinthians.
Jesus,
I like to call it Deuce
Star
Corinthians.
Christmas. Boom.
So there's a great quote about them. Satan always stands in light, and I put this quote in front of her, and she blocked me, and everybody else responded to her. My father-in-law points this out, that a lot of people who come saying they're Christians are literally on the side of Satan. I go, so he would say you're a deceiver. And I used, and she
Use their language,
fucking
nice.
instantly blocked me.
Like
She
that.
instantly blocked me, and she blocked everybody else. And people were like, wow, dude, that was crazy. You called her on 2 things and she blocked you, which makes me think that, it makes me think of those horror movies where you go out demon, and then the demon goes, and then it runs away. That's what happened.
They skip a lot of Bible verses.
Don't they?
But I just think the one that they love to quote at weddings is 2 Corinthians. It's the greatest of these is love. And, my mom made a video for Bel Air Presbyterian before we knew that we were going to lose her. And they were interviewing her. It was called a God story.
Right.
Where she's telling about her struggle with pancreatic cancer. And they're asking her what she learned. And it was meant to be an inspiration. And they ended up airing it anyway in church because it still was so inspiring. My mom was in the throes of stage 4 pancreatic cancer and saying, they asked her what she'd learned. And she said some things. And then she goes, oh, and God is good all the time. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer, this woman. And, but she said, I think we leave behind how we treat people. And so I try to treat people the best way I know how and to love people. That's like an exact quote because I still watch it all the time. But I think about that a lot, that like, that's how I was raised to, and that's what I think of or used to think of when I thought Christian, that people leading with love and I even, my grandma Jean and people like that. And I can't even fathom this now. And I can't fathom that these people that are saying that they're Christians and then bludgeoning people for any little difference, that they can't see that they're part of the destruction, the downfall.
They use Jesus as a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. They're like, I'm a Christian, whap, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and then you can't read, Luke or any of the first 4 of the New Testament and think of how he was when he was here. And you can't look back and say and read that he was ridiculed because he was hanging out with hookers and tax cheats and things like that. The Pharisees were making fun of him because this is who he was surrounding himself with. He wasn't, putting on.
He was trying to inspire, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to change them, trying to guide them. Yeah.
He wasn't standing over everyone, calling them sinners and telling them that they're going to hell and telling them to fuck off on Twitter is what I mean. None of it jives anymore. What they say and what actually.
He wasn't teaching the hookers tricks.
No, he was not teaching. Well, I don't, who knows?
By the way, the Bible's got so many different authors, all the different chapters. The Bible was kind of like ancient Twitter, really, because there's so many of the same stories told different ways.
Yeah, for different
cultures.
Everyone has their own vibe on the story.
Totally.
And so my point about all this was I'm tired of people using God and Jesus. The people that seem to be following in the footsteps of Jesus are the people that want to help their fellow man. They want to support the stranger. That want to love people. That want to make sure that everybody is treated fairly and sanely.
Be kind to the foreigner, for you were once a foreigner in
That's the Democratic
Party.
Party.
So many things.
That's the playbook.
That's the playbook for the Democratic
It's the weirdest
Party.
thing. It feels surreal. The friend you were talking about that is an associate pastor at Bel Air and was a friend of my mom's. She read a book called The Spiritual Danger of Donald Trump. And it's like a collection of essays. It's pretty fascinating of like these high level spiritual leaders, researchers, authors, all giving their take on the spiritual danger of Donald Trump. It's pretty fascinating. And that's kind of what makes me feel sane. Like, oh yeah. So they're just not as loud as these psychos. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene is supposed to be our example of a Christian. Yeah. Like that's what?
Yeah. But people, but they scream patriot too. I'm a patriot, dude. You actually are backing up the guys that violated the Constitution and went and shit in the Capitol. You actually, that's not a patriot. You actually are saying that the country that was built on immigrants shouldn't have immigrants. You're actually saying that Jews are
going to replace it.
You're not fucking fuck you, patriot. You're not a patriot. You're not even an American. What are you talking about?
The other thing that kind of
it makes me insane.
The other thing too is if you're saying that you're a Christian and you are against any kind of climate reform or any even acknowledgement of and desire to, because if you were a Christian, you would believe that God gave you this planet and you were told to protect it. Yes. So why do you see what it's like? None of it goes together. I've thought about writing an Armageddon update, but it's so inundated. I'm just like, there's too much to point out that they say that.
What we really need, and no one's done it. We need a really good leader. I watched Obama speak, and I remember thinking, God, we need a guy. We need a guy currently that could take this and clear it up.
Yes.
We need someone to clear that up. Like, how can you call yourself a Christian when you're wishing that people who love someone who you don't agree with are getting killed? Should die. Yeah. How can you call yourself a Christian?
There's a video of saying that they all needed to be rounded up and killed.
Killed. A pastor. A guy got to say. And again, what I said is that like evil will come saying that it is good. Evil, and it always does. It always does. Evil doesn't come in and go, I'm evil, because I'm evil. I'm evil.
Comes like a thief in the night.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Well, welcome to church, ladies and gentlemen. That was our sermon today.
No, that's our anti-hypocrisy moment.
There you go.
That was our anti-hypocrisy segment.
You're putting an organ beneath all that whole thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, we're going to be at Philadelphia at Helium in Philadelphia.
December 1 through 3, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I love that club, man. That club is so awesome. Guys, the new show, Carrying Monsters, zero politics in it. And it is, I got 2 out of 3 standing ovations on this road trip.
There is also, Titus is going to be be doing a show in Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's to support the, I think you say Comia is how you say it, shelter. It's a benefit in Cheyenne, Wyoming at the Lincoln Theater on December 9th. That's a Friday. And then coming up very soon, and I just got ticket reports. So you should, if you want to go to these shows, you should get these tickets quickly. Twin Falls, Idaho, Orpheum Theater, December 15th. The Knitting Factory in Boise on December 16th. The Neptune Theater in Seattle, December 17th. So trust me, you should get your tickets
Guys,
now.
these shows are going to be awesome. These are shows that I'm excited. And
Can I throw a couple more that we've added?
Go ahead, for God's
just
sakes.
so you guys know, because these would make killer Christmas presents. Tickets are that's
January,
one of my
February.
favorite gifts. Yeah. The January 20th, Sally Tomatoes in Roanoke Park, where you were last year, but this is an entirely different show. January 21st, the Crest Theater in Sacramento. Super excited. We're finally coming back to the Crest.
Yep.
January 26th through 28th, Comedy Works, our favorite club. February 3rd, El Rey Theater in Chico. February 4th, Tower Theater in Fresno. Haven't been there in a long time.
Guys, so get those are good Christmas gifts, especially new show. And Ray's, we're letting Ray extend her show a little bit.
Letting the little lady
get a little bit of giggle. She's getting bigger laughs and longer laughs. You killed this whole week.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I'm just saying, you're going longer on your show. This show is building, and this show is, we all listen. When I write new material, same with my show. If you notice, they're both filling in. Like, there's jokes, and then there's the little spaces that all of a sudden new jokes come in.
We think of something in the moment on stage, say it, they giggle, laugh, and we're like, somebody write that down.
Yeah, and then we all get, what did I say? I don't know. I didn't hear it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from facts around the world that are also fun, it's Highlanders Fun Facts. You start.
Fun facts. Fun facts. It's time for Highlanders Fun Facts.
See,
Oh,
you can
okay.
lead me.
That was
Nice
Well,
and
he
easy.
can lead me.
Okay. All right.
Butterball.
He jingled it.
Butterball.
Butterball has a turkey hotline during
What?
November and during November.
Is there some turkey panic?
Yes, because during November and December, they answer more than 100,000 turkey cooking questions.
No way.
That makes
People
sense.
are calling Butterball.
No.
Yes.
You have to understand something as a man. Okay, so you're a kid, right? And you watch your dad. The turkey gets cooked, and you watch your dad cut it. And I used to panic about this. There's a day that it's going to get handed to me, and I don't know how to cut a turkey.
Yeah, but now there's YouTube though.
But
So
I
there's
had to get taught about cutting the breasts off. I had to get taught about that.
You actually, it's one of the manly kind of, I know you things aren't manly, but it's one of those traditionally manly things that you did that I was like, all right then.
Yes, hunter-gatherer. Oh, let's go back. Bring
that's
home
like-
the dead animal.
Yeah.
When first time I worked on a car too, I was really confident in working on a vehicle. She was like, all right then.
No.
Yeah, but carving a turkey, that seems extremely involved. But also, how old are these people calling Butterball?
Yeah,
Go-
they should by
Google.
now. Come on.
Google. Just Google it.
Okay, we should do a sketch. Write this sketch down. Really, turkey hotline, but we start it like a suicide hotline where the guy comes in. Hey man, I need to speak to somebody.
Put the knife down. What's the
No,
one?
go the other way. Pick up the knife.
Yeah, pick up the-
Then we go the other way. Right, and then we reveal that it's the Butterball hotline for Thanksgiving. There you go. That's another sketch. So we have two to film.
We have a George and Gracie too.
We have a George and Gracie, a Frank and Shayna, and then we'll do this hotline one. That's three.
I've got Unhappy Trees.
I've
got a whole list.
Should
on my
we
phone.
announce that we're going to do? Are we going to film something? We'll just play it on New Year's. We don't have to.
Let's sure. Yeah.
It's official. Gavel. Drop the gavel.
Yeah. Well, we'll give it to him. Are you up for it?
Oh, I'm always
Everybody
up
in.
for it.
Everybody in.
But how?
Power Ranger. We're doing a sketch show on New Year's Eve, guys. You'll be able to stay home, get drunk, and tune in. Oh wow, we just decided that. I am excited and frightened.
Yes, we gotta hurry the fuck up.
And
Wrap it up.
We
Let's
highly
go.
recommend with COVID hospitalizations on the rise that you
Again.
stay home for New Year's Eve again and watch this with us. But if not, it'll be available for some time after so that you can watch it after. Or you can come home drunk and watch it, and it's even funnier.
Well, we have to get on it because we got a month. I just got panicked, dude. Me and Kimmy Island just went, no, what did we just do?
Yeah.
We're the Power Rangers.
This is supposed to slow down at the end of the year.
Nah, never. We never did it. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. Sign up for it. Hit me up on Instagram. It's under Titus Nation. Hit Ray under
Ray Bradley.
Yep, and get off Twitter. You know what? I have to be honest. I've been off 12 hours now, and I feel awesome.
He's twitchy.
Could tell.
I'm a little.
It's intermittent. Yeah.
I'm getting itchy, man.
He's walking around a lot going, it's great. It's really great. I feel
Oh, yeah.
great.
Guys,
I
thanks
feel
for
great.
supporting us, and the advertisers really appreciate it. For myself, the lovely bombshell Ray, and the Highlander later.
Peace out.
There can be only one.